The best way to fail at indie game development is to never try. But technically, if you never try, you'll never fail, so let's assume that you do try. Here's how to fail. Metroidvanias, a classic genre. The open world exploration that isn't bound by arbitrary restrictions, but is instead bound by abilities, power-ups, or items that are essentially glorified keys. But I'm actually not being sarcastic yet, like this is a good way to do open world. Like, it makes sense, it adds purpose to a game instead of just nonsensically restricting it. But forget all that, let's talk about how to fail. Metroidvanias are about exploration, so let's be sure to make it boring. Add as many pointless dead ends as possible. You want your world to feel like a maze, not a complex system of interconnected pathways, no, instead a bunch of branching pointless paths where eventually the player will wish the game was more popular because that would mean maybe someone else has mapped out the correct path online. Also, be sure to use just one tile set and sprite sheet for the entire game. That way when the player finally does make it to a new section, they know exactly what they can expect for the next few hours. They've played it this far, so they probably like it. That means they will want more of the exact same thing again and again. If you do change anything, change only the colors. But even then, be careful. I wouldn't want you to hurt yourself trying to be creative. Safety first. Metroidvanias are almost always platformers, but actually good because they're not precision platformers. No, that's not a good idea. I know what you're thinking. Don't make that. Don't do it. Anyway, because they're platformers, focus on making the player's movement really boring. You only want the player to explore. You don't want them to enjoy themselves while exploring. I mean, games aren't meant to be fun. They're meant to be a serious chore. Don't take any time to plan how the upgrade mechanics in your game will intermingle with your map, or any other aspects of your game for that matter, such as player movement or combat, in order to make them more interesting or unique. Instead, just reskin Super Metroid. All you're going to need is one ability to give the player a higher jump, one ability to give the player a more powerful attack that will open some sort of door found throughout the map, and another ability that will let the player fit through tighter spaces. Then after that, only add upgrades that buff normal things slightly, like attack damage, range, or tankiness. Remember, the point here is to not stick out. You want your game to just add another drop to the sea of unremarkable Metroidvanias. Does it matter that the genre is possibly one of the most open-ended genres full of potential and possibility of all time? No. There's a reason it's called Metroidvania, and that is because you have to make your game be exactly like Metroid or Castlevania. No exceptions. Oh, what's that I hear? Your game is different because of the story? Hang on just a second while I think of an honest way to say this that isn't rude. Yeah, I couldn't think of anything. Nobody cares. Statistically speaking, unless you are making a sequel, ain't nobody playing your game for the story. But while we're being honest, your game will be the exception. Your story is special because you are special. And people looking for interesting gameplay, creative mechanics, and challenging new obstacles to overcome that originate from a deep desire to learn, experience, grow, and conceptualize things in a new way with a hope of fulfilling their needs for a satisfying achievement will just stop caring about all that crap and start caring about what truly matters. Your story. Yeah, we're still being honest, for sure. So yeah, when it comes to Metroidvanias, please leave your creativity by the door. No need for that here. Also, you should be able to poop out one in about a week, just like all those game dev YouTubers do. It's mostly just linear keys and doors anyway. I mean, just think of it like a really basic platformer, but spread out over a horribly massive maze. And if you follow these instructions carefully, you are bound to succeed at failure. Hey, thanks for watching, and I have a bit of a confession to make. I'll just put it out there. I don't actually play video games. In fact, I don't even own any. I don't even know what a video game is. What's a game? I don't even have a YouTube channel. This isn't mine. YouTube isn't real. You're not even awake right now. Probably. You're in a simulation. I don't even exist. And because it's not real, just click on one of these other videos. You'll probably enjoy it.